guys, Slevtek here, and welcome to another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable, where we have content creators of all sizes on and get a little bit of a deeper dive into who they are on and off of camera. Today I got my boy, I Am Justice, but he spells it a little bit different. How you doing, man? I love
What's
it.
up?
Did you just do that, like, established, what was that?
89.
1989, all right, respect. You said you were 30 too, right?
Yes, I did.
30, the big 3-0. How you feeling about that?
Old.
Do certain parts of your body hurt when you wake up in the morning?
Absolutely. Every day.
Yeah. So what'd you do today, man? What's going on with you?
Not much. Just woke up, had a little bit of lunch, drinking some coffee, and getting ready to stream with the fiance later.
Some Diablo 3 you were telling me, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what class I want to play as.
Yeah, you were just creating your class, right? Because you screen shared instead of
video
camera. So I was like, all right, Diablo, okay. But you've never played it. Your fiance has, but you've never dove deep into Diablo.
Nope, I've never played Diablo. I've never played WoW. I've never played any of that stuff.
Are you a console gamer by like trade, or did you dabble in PC at all?
I'm a console gamer through and through, but I am switching over to PC.
Okay, nice. How long have you been streaming for?
4 months.
4 months, and do you have a full setup, or do you stream from your PlayStation?
No, I got a full setup. I have a PC I built. I got the AS Rock motherboard. I've got a a Ryzen 3 with Vega graphics. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I got like a $3,500 setup I built myself.
Damn, man. Did you do that solely for the purpose of streaming, or did you kind of already have that?
No, I started streaming in October. I did everything straight from the PlayStation. And then in December, I bought the whole setup.
Yeah, was that kind of crowdfunded, or did you just go out and just pay the piper on that one?
So I'm a veteran, so my school is covered.
Okay.
And I got FAFSA to help out. So I got like a $10,000 check and went crazy and bought her a monitor, bought me a PS4 Pro, bought it all. So the government funded it.
I love it, man. That's brilliant, bro. I mean, we'll play to that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. So what made you kind of get into streaming? What was that kind of like for you?
So I've played video games since I was 6 years old. And all my friends are like, "Oh, why don't you start streaming?" And I've always wanted to stream, but I never had the time. And now I'm finding myself in and out of school and with time. So I'm like, let's do it. Yeah. That's pretty much how it just started. I just was like, on a whim, let's stream, see what happens. And now, I got a community of over 200 and almost 250 people in the last 4 months. I hit affiliate in 2 weeks. So
that's pretty crazy. Did you watch any streamers beforehand? Did you kind of develop yourself in a community, or did you kind of just go in cold turkey?
I was never a part of Twitch until I started streaming, but I did see like YouTube videos of Bobby Poff, for instance.
Okay. So you're a big Call of Duty player, then, I imagine.
Yeah, I played every Call of Duty since Big Red 1, which was PS2 Call of Duty.
Damn. Okay.
Before multiplayer was a thing.
Mine was COD 4, so like that was the Modern Warfare where like it first kind of started for a lot of people, but that Big Red 1, I've heard of it. I haven't actually seen any gameplay or know anything about it. But that's insane, man.
Yeah, it's old as shit, but it's
Yeah, so you watched a little bit of Bobby and some of those guys, and then did that kind of spark an interest, or were you always had it kind of in the back of your mind that you could stream?
I always had it in the back of my mind because, like, I'm a performer. I'm a hip hop artist, so I'm always used to performing for people and entertaining. So I was like, why not? In this way, it keeps me safer. I'm home with the family because I have a fiance and a son. I'm not going out to clubs till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning in sketchy ass cities and areas. Yeah. So now I get to be home with the family, spend time with them, and I get to do something that's fun and I love. And I've had more success in streaming in 4 months than I've had in music in 10 years.
So that's something I do want to talk about that you just brought up. Isn't it crazy the day and age that we live in now, where the internet is? I still believe the internet is in its infancy stage, and we now live in a time and a day and age where you can make a living. There aren't these roadblocks set up in our paths of you need to work at this company for 10 years in order to get tenure and in order to really break through into the next class. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
people that are playing video games or essentially entertaining, you know, and are making like six figures, making good money, and making the money that was not even achievable 10 years prior. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
isn't that just insane to you? I find it very fascinating.
I do. I love it, and I love seeing it because I served in the military for 3 years, and then I've worked every odd job you can probably think of.
Yeah.
Um, and I still live in an apartment. I have a car loan. And then I go on Twitch and I see some of these bigger streamers that just bought a house straight off playing video games.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? And then you see like these bigger streamers and you figure out like the money side of it. And like these people are making like 60 grand in a day.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah. I'll I'll
So,
I'll, I'll take two. I mean, I'll just take two a
right?
day. I'm not asking for much.
Right? I'm happy just people coming in and following me. And these
Right.
people, it's crazy, but it's also inspiring to me.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like it shows you that it is possible, you
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
And if you watch their content, they're not above and beyond just absolutely either amazing at the game or this and that. They're just a normal person playing a video
Yeah.
game that it's entertaining. Unless you're like Shroud and it was just born in a lab, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
Genetically
sure.
engineered to be good at first-person shooters. But apart from that, everybody else, like Tim the Tap Man, he's just a dude. He's just a dude
Right?
that's funny, that is relatable, and is kind of in your face, like overly like dramatic, and it's kind of great.
Yeah, I love it. Him, Dr. Disrespect, the villain of Twitch. I
The
love it.
Doc, the two-time.
The two-time with the two-time. Yeah, it's like these are all normal people with normal lives in the background. They just get on and stream for 8+ hours a day, and
Yeah.
then lives are changing, and it's pretty dope to see.
Yeah. And what's crazy that I've found is the resources that open up from like because a lot of people say that they were in the right time, right place. You know, kind of the trailblazers, if you will,
Yeah,
of streaming and whatnot, and so they were able to amass that viewer base kind of purely based off of the streamer to viewer ratio. You know, back in the day, it was very, very different than it is now. And they've been able to build on top of that, but they do it in a smart way. Like, this is something that I want to do eventually is like, you get to a point where like, I don't want to, like, if I'm making $60,000 a year, I'm going to maybe like take 30 of that. And then I'm going to spend another 30, like pay for or like hire an editor like make like high quality content so that
true.
it propels you into 120 and then you can slowly work your way through that, you know.
Yeah, and that's smart because that's so a lot of these big guys they have.
They have like three
Bobby
editors, bro.
Bobby Pov, TP, Maven, Doc, they
Yeah.
all have editors. None of them do it. They all these people they just stream and then they send their clips off to their people.
Yeah.
That's a key.
Isn't that crazy though? Like, but then like for example, me, I'm making like videos, I'm making clips, I'm doing the podcast, streaming as well, and you do all this so that one day you can
Yeah.
delegate it away. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Dude, and it's fire. It's dope.
But I
Before my
enjoy it though too, though. You know, like for I feel like you. I don't know if you've made videos or not yet, but I'm sure you put in a lot of work. You know, it makes you when we do get to that certain point where we're able to hire an editor and we're able to outsource. We're gonna have to be so much more appreciative of it because we had
Yeah,
to do it and we were in the trenches at one point ourselves. You know.
very true. I don't have any like full legit videos with like effects and stuff, but I've put together a couple clips of myself
Yeah.
that I've got out there in the world. And then now my fiance, who's an art major, she's doing my sub badges and emotes.
Oh, that's what's up, dude. You
Yeah,
got
so I
the
got lucky with
hookup.
that. Yeah, I got lucky with that. But yeah, it's gonna be dope because we have Photoshop and After Effects, so I'll be doing like all my own videos. So you're
Hell yeah.
right. When it gets to that point, and I can be like, man, I got too much content. I gotta have someone do this for me.
Right?
So be
And
like,
you're bringing in a little bit of money. You're just like it's like a
hell yeah,
load off your back. Like
yeah, for sure.
for me, I'm very fortunate to have an amazing community, and I've got a guy that does all my clips. Like he'll go through all of my past live streams, and like
Nice.
if he's not there, he's typically there all the time. Shout out to Spathicus or Sab. I love you, bro. But he'll clip it up. You know what I mean? And he'll leave it so that like Twitch automatically like archives it. You know.
Oh, dope.
And then I have another guy named Reignite. Absolutely love that guy. He is like starting to like get into making montages and whatnot, and so I'm able to, in theory, post like a montage like once every week or every 2 weeks that
Oh,
I
that's
don't even have to
fire.
deal with. You know what I mean? Like it's something that it's extra content for the community that like the people love to see like those like highlights, but it's something less that I have to do. You
Yeah,
know?
no, that's fire. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I absolutely love
Oh
it,
yeah.
and I'm not at the point where I can pay them. You know, so they're doing it
No,
purely
yeah.
for the community, which speaks wonders for who they are. You know, but and what they believe in.
It really
But
just
it's
speaks how
crazy.
much they believe in you, if you
Yeah.
think about it, because they know they're like, all right, this dude's gonna be somewhere someday. So let's just start the relationship now and be
Yeah.
part of the like you said, be part of the community, be part of the team, because they know at one point Slevtek's gonna be that name with that check mark next to it,
Woo!
and they're gonna be sitting there like, and you're gonna be like, hey man, I could throw you 300 for a video now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, how
No,
long did that take you? 10 hours? Here's 200. I got you, boo.
right? Hell yeah.
No, that's honestly the goal, man. Like honestly, where I want to go with it is I want to take the approach where I don't want to have like the nicest car. I don't want to have like the mansion. Don't get me wrong. I feel like that'll come later, you know,
Yeah,
like way down the line. But I'm not gonna overextend myself. I want to give back as much as I can when I am successful. You know, like the people that were here day
true.
one. Like I don't want to just buy or like hire an editor that is well known and it is like has the resume. You know, I would much rather have somebody that I trust and somebody that was there from day one. And
Very true.
if I have to like pay for classes for them to actually get adept and all of that, I would much rather go through that route because I know that they'll be around for many years and they'll be
Yeah,
loyal to the brand and what we like stand for, you know.
and that's facts.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It's hard to
Yeah,
find loyal people, man, or like trustful people, you know, people to trust. Like
especially on the internet.
yeah, like even now, like I'm a drop in the bucket. I always say that in comparison to a lot of other people. But like even now, like you're getting some like people that are just trying to follow you or like latch on to you because they see like what you're doing, you know. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, you can feel it, you can feel it, and you can see it. Also, some weird DMs from like girls on like Instagram, bro. I'm just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah.
Have you had any weird situations or encounters so far in your 4 months of streaming?
Not on social media, but on Twitch, I had someone who came in and like challenged me to a whole bunch of crazy stuff for like high amounts of money, and when I did him, he didn't pay me up,
That
and
sucks, bro.
he just started calling me like the N word and
You were
like
telling me about that in my chat.
he was
Yeah,
calling me like all kinds of shit, and then I had to like ban him forever.
yeah.
And it ended up being some dude that I was just like racking in blackout.
Yeah, felt like he could get even a little bit or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's
So
rough,
that's
man.
that's the craziest thing I've dealt with. And then I always get these messages every stream. I get 2, 3, want to be famous?
Oh
Followbot.com.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We get though I feel like everybody gets that. I get that like 3 times a week, I think. It's just
Yeah,
one of those stupid like does that work for anybody? Like ever?
probably not.
I don't know, man. My craziest story, well, not craziest, but it literally just happened. I on stream did like a clapping push up behind my back. So like I would like
Yeah, I
push
saw
up,
that.
clap back, and then went in, and then I recorded it, or somebody clipped it, and so then I put it up on Instagram.
Hmm.
And there's this girl that like follows me. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't want to give her any attention. But she like DM'd me, and like we had DM'd a little bit. Like she puts like kind of like promiscuous photos up on her story and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
But
One of
like
those.
I've had like a strong feeling that this girl might be like fake or catfished. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like you know when you get that vibe where it's
Yep.
like,
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Hell
It's
yeah.
and so I've kind of let the conversation die out, but then she DM'd me. Let's see what the actual conversation was. Uh, dude, it's kind of funny because I played along with it for a second until I was like, I'm good. But she put let's see. She said the crotch cam with like laughing faces, like because that's what
Yeah.
the overlay is. and I put like the emote with like the sunglasses dude. You know what I'm talking about? And then
Yeah,
she
yeah,
says, I mean, I like the view, like winky face. And I said, I aim to please.
yeah.
And then she said, maybe I need to get on my knees to get the best view, though. And I was like, oh, God.
Wow,
And so, um, yeah,
that went fast.
it went 0 to 60 real quick. And I'm not gonna go
Mhm.
into what happened after that. I played with it for a little bit, uh, but it was just because I wanted to see like where it would go, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, for sure.
not like for like anything like that, but or anything like sexual. But I kind of know that this girl's kind of catfishing or whatnot. It might even be a dude. I
Yeah.
don't even know, but I just thought it would be hilarious. And and so I said, like, I mean, you can do what you want with like a winky face. She said, what would you do? I said, sit back and enjoy the scenery. She said, maybe hold my hair back. I was like, okay, we're done here. And
Yeah, for
then
sure.
that was the end of it. But dude,
That's
it gets
crazy.
weird, man. Like, there's some weirdos out there.
Yeah,
Like,
there are.
what goal does this person? I say person because you don't know. Have you know? Like, what's the end goal? You know,
That embarrassment, humiliation.
right? Like
It's usually the internet's goal.
blackmail is that's what I'm
Yeah,
thinking. Like she's trying to get me to
possibly.
say something to where she could like blackmail me or like expose me or something. I don't know, dude.
Maybe, who knows?
It's crazy out
Anything.
there. The internet's weird, man.
It is.
Full of weirdos. But how you liking Warzone, bro?
Oh, it's amazing.
You're
Oh, are
enjoying
you
it?
kidding me?
I feel like
I
there's people
love it.
that love it and there's people that hate it.
I think there's definitely things that need to be fixed with it.
Yeah.
The kill system needs to be fixed hard, fast.
How do you mean?
So if I down someone and my teammate cleans them up, my
Oh
teammate gets
yeah.
the kill.
Yeah.
That needs to be fixed.
I agree on that.
There's sometimes where someone can like literally sprint to me
Hmm.
and there's no footsteps. Like no dead silence, just dead
I
sprinting. There's
agree.
no
I
footsteps.
agree, but you can
So
hear
like
shots from a mile
yeah.
away. Yeah,
Yeah. So the audio needs to be cleaned up a bit. The kill system needs to be adjusted. And then after that, I feel like it's fine.
yeah. How do you think of the?
Like
Do you like the gulag? A lot of people are having an issue with it. I
yeah,
love it.
people don't like the gulag. I love it. I played 1v1s for a while before the gulag,
Yeah,
so I love the gulag. 1v1, like that's just a fun way of not having to wait around,
yeah, yeah. And
you know?
it's great because it even goes to like very late in the game where you can
Yeah,
still come in and clutch up.
exactly. And the best part, if you're a streamer, gulag could be amazing content.
Oh, 100%.
I was streaming with my boy Trudy Griff the other day, and he beat someone to death in the gulag. Didn't shoot him, but beat him and won. Like like what?
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Just like three, ba ba ba.
Yeah. Yeah, he was punching him with the pistol. He was pistol whipping someone. It was great. It was the greatest thing I'd ever seen.
I love it, man.
So it was yeah, it was dope. And so I like the gulag. It can be frustrating, like if you get like the stupid the origin shotgun or the
Yeah,
R9. I hate those guns. Those shouldn't be in there. I think it should always be a pistol.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
sort of pistol.
I really enjoy it. The one thing I do wish they'd kind of get rid of are those the rocks because the rocks can
Yeah.
mess you up. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
come
I love
on.
those. I love those things.
Did you? There was a clip. Do you know Doug is Raw? I'm sure you've heard of him.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
you
I
see
know
the
Doug.
clip where Doug threw a rock and got a kill?
No way.
I swear to God, it's on his Twitter. Some dude like laid down a C4 and like he just chucked a rock trying to throw it at the guy, and then it just blows up and it shows Doug is wrong. It's like and then like killed so and so, and he's like, "Did I just get the kill?" Dude, it was
That's
a. I was not. I don't think anybody was expecting somebody to get that, especially like day 2 of the release. You know,
yeah. That's
it's
another
funny.
thing. Since you just brought that up,
Yeah.
lethals. Lethals don't kill anybody.
No, hell no, dude.
Last
C4
night,
directly to somebody only breaks armor.
I was playing with my buddy, from back home, and we had this dude pinned. He was hiding behind like this crate.
Hmm?
My buddy broke his armor, and I threw a Semtex right behind him, and somehow I only broke his armor. Then I hit him in the head with a full clip from my M4,
Yeah.
only broke more armor. This dude was somehow able to replenish his entire armor in 4 seconds every time, and then he got the kill.
Dude, it's
on both of
yeah.
us.
One thing that
So like
isn't
lethals need to be buffed.
lethals, I think sniping needs to be buffed a little bit to where like even if you have full armor, if you get a headshot, you should
Yes,
kill someone.
at
You know what
least
I
down them.
mean? Yeah, exactly. At least down them. And like what I've found is I will headshot people left and right, and I'll break armor. I
Yeah.
won't like. Sometimes it'll take 3 shots to down somebody. And I'm just like, this sucks. Like I've got a 50 caliber HDR that I'm using, and like I don't care if I hit you in the pinky toe. Like you should be going down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like
For
get
sure.
off me, dude. This is not okay.
I had an
But it
incident.
is what it
I
is.
had I had an incident last night with my HDR. This dude flew a chopper off the stadium, and I long sniped him, hit him out of the chopper, downed him,
Hmm.
and he didn't. He fell to the ground and didn't die.
Yeah.
Like what? I
Yeah.
fell out. What did I fall off of? I jumped off a cliff and my parachute didn't deploy, and I died instantly.
Really?
This dude, this dude fell from like 150, 250 feet higher than that, and he survived, and his
Yeah.
team got the res.
Really? They actually came back for him?
Yeah, I was
Damn,
so mad.
man. First game that I ever played of Warzone, I ended up getting it was the AX50 or
Yeah,
AXP50 or
yeah, yeah,
whatever it
yep,
is.
yep.
And at that point, I thought that was like the most overpowered sniper. Was not, because the range on it sucks.
Yeah.
But I ended up getting a literally first game ever playing Warzone. I got a sniper kill out over a helicopter. It was nasty.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw
You
that
saw that
shit.
one? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw that shit.
Literally first game ever. I was like, dude, this game is gonna be great this year.
Yeah. Yeah, I've gotten a couple of dope snipes. I just posted one up on Twitter. I sniped a dude out of the car.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice,
it was
man.
great. I'm so
Nice.
proud of it. I
Yeah.
gotta go back and get the helicopter snipe. There was one that I sniped this dude from hella far away, but
Hmm.
I quick scoped another dude with a thermal scope.
Oof.
Just point blank thermal scope, quick scope, downed him. He was so mad, screaming in my ear.
Yeah.
So I like this. I like the sniping, especially if you got the HDR, which is the best sniper in my opinion.
Yeah, I just wish, like, I don't know, I'm still figuring out the best way to, because I want to like be able to legitimately like quickscope people.
Oh yeah,
So to put the attachments on while still having the thermal, but the thermal really slows down your ADS.
yeah,
But to be able to quickscope people with the thermal, I'm still playing with the classes and whatnot. But can you just
yeah.
imagine like somebody running around quickscoping with thermal, just like boom, boom, boom? It'd
It's
be nasty.
disgusting. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gross.
I feel like on the what are your thoughts on the HDR? You have to have like a 7 round mag. You can't go the 5 round mag on the HDR.
My HDR has a 9 round mag.
Yeah. See.
I've got the 9 round mag. I got the thermal dual scope.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah,
you got the
I've got
dual scope,
yeah, it's the 5 to 12.1 times zoom.
and they're all thermal.
Well, this is the very last scope that you can unlock for the
Oh, I don't
HDR.
even have it unlocked then.
There's two thermals for the HDR. There's one that's just a 5 times zoom, and then the final scope for the HDR is a thermal dual zoom.
So it's like
So
a
you have
variable zoom but thermal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you have thermal. It's 5 times to 12.1, and that 12.1 I can snipe someone from the hills to downtown.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
yeah, it's gross.
How many wins do you have so far?
Just one.
Just one. Nice.
Yeah, I've got like I think a little over 150 kills, but I've only got like 11 hours in the game.
Yeah. Haven't played. I think I'm like the same way too. Like I don't. I think I only have like 12 hours.
I work nights, so like I get to play until my son gets out of school, and then I have
Mhm.
to go to straight to work. So
Gotcha.
I get like 4 or 5 hours a day to play it.
Still pretty good.
Yeah,
What do you do for work?
I'm a security guard.
That's what's up.
No,
You don't like it?
I mean the security works fine. It's just I work at a clothing store, so a lot of time I'm just standing there not doing nothing.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
It's not
Yeah.
like working at a club or a strip club or a
Where you
bar
actually
where
see
you're
some stuff.
constantly moving around.
Yeah.
Because like at those places you can move around, but like a clothing store, if you're not by the door, these people will just sprint out there.
Have you? What do you have some stories?
Yeah, first day?
First day on the
I say
job.
that first day on the job, this girl had like $250 worth of clothes in her arms, and she was just sketchy, just kept glancing at me. So I moved like closer to in front of the door, and she just kept moving back and grabbing more and more and more clothes. And I was like, all right, she's gonna try something. So I backed up a little bit. She moved forward. I moved up, and she's just like, what? She had no idea what was going on. Then her friend walks in. She's like, "What are you doing? Are you gonna even buy anything? Do you have any money?" And she's just like,
Jesus.
And it's like whispers no loud as hell in front of me. And then she like looks at me and I'm just like arms crossed, smiling. And she puts it all down. And I felt bad because all the other employees have to go and put that away. And
Mhm.
$250 worth of clothes, that's like 30 items.
Yeah.
They had to go and put it all back. And she just like walks out with her head down, doesn't even look at me.
Defeated.
Yeah, since I started, I'm big. I'm 6 foot. I'm 320.
Holy
Uh,
shit, dude.
covered in tattoos, long hair with a beard. Like
Mhm.
I stand at that door and people are just like, nah, it's not worth it.
I'm 6'7". I'm only like 215, man. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm a fat boy.
You're a burly dude, bro.
I am. I'm a football player, so
Yeah.
everything's big.
Yeah. Did you how long did you play football for?
I played football for half of my high school career, then I played a little semi-pro in upstate New York.
Okay, that's what's up. Did you have aspirations of going pro or
At one point when I was a kid, I did. I
yeah.
had played varsity. I was a defensive captain, so I was a middle linebacker. And then I got a scholarship offer to be a running back to Lake Erie College in Ohio. It's a
Mm.
Division II school,
A
and I
running
had not.
back?
Yeah,
320 pounds?
well, no, back then I was 5'9", 180 pounds. Yeah,
Jesus. Okay. All
I was
right.
I was running I was
Very
running a
different. Yeah.
4.740. Yeah, I
Damn.
was running a 4.740 back then. So they're like, "Yeah, come play for us." I was like, "Bet, let's go." But I didn't get my acceptance letter to the school until like late, and I got nervous, so I signed my contract for the Navy.
Mhm.
And then like a week later, all the schools I'd applied to were like, "Yeah, yeah, here you go. Here's your acceptance letter."
Oh.
And I'm like,
And
"Nah, I
it
already
was it
signed."
too late at that point?
No, I could have backed out, but it was like I just gave my word. I signed the
Yeah.
contracts. Like,
You're man of your word.
yeah. So I was like, let's just go. In hindsight, I love the Navy. I would have loved to play college football
Yeah.
because it was a full ride starter as a freshman, D2. I could have upgraded to D1 after a year.
Mhm.
But had I not gone to the military, I wouldn't have met any of my friends. I probably wouldn't have gotten back because my fiance I dated in high school,
Okay.
and I moved away back to New York middle of my sophomore year. So we lost contact, and then we got back together, and then got married and had a kid. And like, if I didn't join the Navy, that probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah. So you got back with her after you got out of the Navy?
But before, when I was in the Navy, we
Yeah.
got back together,
Oh, okay.
and then
Were you
yeah, it's been.
stationed? Where do you live again?
I'm in Orlando
Oh,
now,
Florida. You're in the
but
crazy, crazy state.
yeah, yeah, it's yeah. But I was stationed in San Diego.
Okay. Nice.
I was
How'd you get
yeah,
back
but
together with her if she was in Orlando still or Florida?
um, what was it? MySpace.
Oh, really? Oh,
This was back in
man.
the MySpace days.
Oh,
Like,
man. You're dating yourself now, man. I had
but
MySpace, but I was on like the tail end of it.
yeah, I was right at the forefront of it. I had the layouts. I had the music playing as soon as you came to my page.
That's what's up. Yeah. Do you
Like,
remember Mafia Wars? I
yes,
loved Mafia Wars, bro. That was like the game. I would spend hours
yeah,
on it.
yeah. Mafia Wars was the shit. But yeah, so I just hit her up one day. I was like, "Hey, do you
Mhm.
remember me?" I was like, "I broke up with you before I left." She's like, "Yes." And then we started talking, and she was dating someone at the time, and like she broke up with him and came and moved out to California with me.
There you go. So, damn. So she broke up with her current boyfriend and moved out to come live with you before ever even like really seeing each other since high school.
Yeah.
How did you finagle that, bro? I need some tips and tricks on your black magic ways, my man.
I just, she's always been the one that was the one.
That got away, yeah.
She was always the one. So, like, I think I've dated like 3 people, and she's one of them.
Mhm.
And yeah, I married her.
So, but how'd that conversation go? Just like, hey, babe, you need to like come and move out here. She's like,
Nah,
okay, and she was over there.
it wasn't like that fast of a process. I think it was like a 2 or 3 month process
Still
of
pretty quick though.
just like talking every single day.
Yeah.
Like I'd be at work at the hospital because it was a hospital base because I was a medic. Um, just like I'd be on shift at the hospital with nothing to do, and we'd be talking to each other because you could get through the proxy wall with like I
Mm.
think it was like freeproxy.net, and you could get through anything and go on Facebook. So that's how we talked.
Okay, through while you were in the military.
Yeah,
That's
and
crazy,
then
man.
Yeah, like 3 months later, I got her to paid for her plane ticket,
Yeah.
and she never left.
Damn.
She's
Well,
been with me
how'd you get you
that
guys
long.
come back to Florida?
So she's from Colombia and she moved to Florida when she was younger.
Hmm.
And my parents split, and I moved to Florida when I was 8. So I lived in South Florida from 8 to 15.
Okay.
So Florida's always just been a place that we both know.
Yeah.
And when we moved out, we moved back to her mom's and got our own place after that.
There you go. How do you like Florida? Because I lived in Fort Lauderdale for a couple months, and it was definitely very different than the rest of the
I
world.
I hate Florida.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in Florida and I hate it. I can't
Hmm.
wait. When I'm done with school, I'm moving back up north. I'm gonna move back to Connecticut.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that makes sense. What's some of the craziest stuff you've seen in Florida? Because I feel like everybody who lives in Florida has a Florida story,
craziest thing I've seen in Florida, man. It's a lot of crackheads out here.
right? Honestly.
Oh man, there's a. I've, I don't go out too much, but when I do, when I was in high school, I watched a girl bounce another girl's head off concrete like a basketball.
Royky.
There's a lot of fights,
Yeah.
a lot of shootings, a lot of stuff that goes on out here.
Hmm.
Um, it's pretty crazy. I saw a crackhead like walking 17 miles an hour. That was pretty interesting.
Walking 17 miles an hour?
Yes, dripping in sweat, walking 17 miles an hour. It
Can
was
you
great.
even run 17 miles an hour?
He probably could run 100 miles an hour. This dude was on crack. Um, but I've never personally seen anything too crazy. A lot of accidents. People don't know how to drive here in Orlando.
Yeah,
Um,
I have noticed that.
yeah, no one knows how to drive in Florida at all. I think the worst part about Orlando is the traffic lights, and that's what gets everyone hurt.
What's up with them?
You can sit at a light for 5, 6 minutes before it changes.
Oh, really?
And people, yeah, and
Oh,
everyone just tries
punishment
to,
lights? That's what I call them.
yeah, people just try to blow through them, and everyone's especially in Orlando. No one's from Orlando. Everyone
No, it's
moves
a
here from
melting
somewhere
pot.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you have
100%.
people from like Asia, from Ireland, you have
Cuba.
people from the UK, you have people from India, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Colombia, and they're all driving like they're back in their home countries.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, and like yesterday, the roads were closed down because there was an accident and someone got stabbed. Someone's always getting stabbed in Orlando.
Jesus, man. I don't know if I could ever
Always.
live in Orlando just because you hear the crazy stuff that happens. And from the small time that I actually lived in Fort Lauderdale, because I used to work on private yachts in the Bahamas,
Oh, okay.
and Fort Lauderdale is like the yachting capital of the world, so that's how I got like
Yeah.
my feet wet in there, pun intended. Um,
Ah,
but yeah, man, like while I was there, I was 19 when I went and like made the leap,
damn.
and I never got carded once. Nobody ever carded me. I don't think you really card in Orlando, just as long as like you're tall enough to reach the bar, you're
Yeah.
you're good to go.
Yep.
But yeah, no, like even in like Miami, like we would spend some time in Miami where the boat was docked, and like we'd go into the nicest clubs, things like that, and see like
Oh yeah.
very prolific like rappers and things like that, and you'd see like the nicest club, but then you'd also see some of the trashiest people inside those
Oh
clubs. You
my
know what I mean? No,
gosh.
again, not to call people
Yes.
trashy, but like, come on, like
No.
we all know,
Miami.
we've all seen them.
Miami. Miami is trashy.
Yeah, no, it's
I don't.
it's it's something else, man.
There's no way around it. Miami is the most beautiful, disgusting, classiest, trashiest city ever.
Yeah, man.
Where you could turn down one way and see Lil Wayne, and turn around and see a crackhead snorting coke off someone's penis,
Mm-hmm.
all in
Straight
the same
line,
corner.
straight
Yeah,
line.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. So you and your fiance, you guys have a date for the wedding, or still kind of in the works on that?
Just wait until more financially secure to do it.
Gotcha, gotcha. And then you have a son, right? How old's the little man?
He is 9 going on 10.
Oh snap! So he's not small. He's a big boy.
Yes, he
So
is.
you had him when you were 20,
21.
21? Jeez.
Yep.
How's that, man? I'm 22, right? Or no, God, I'm 20. What? How old am I? 23. I'm 23. And like couldn't
Aw,
even
you're a
imagine having a
baby.
kid, bro. I couldn't imagine having a kid.
Well, I
I
mean,
feel like I'd be a great father, but like just at the
if you
time right now.
if you think about it, at the time when, she got pregnant, I was in the military.
Mhm.
Um, I was in E3. We had a house, we had a car. I was making 45,000 a year at 19.
Yeah,
So, like, we were very well secure and stable. We
sure.
had just gotten married, so I was like, "All right, yeah, let's start the family." And then everything just started happening and went left and went right, and then we struggled for a while, and now we're doing good again.
Yeah. Do you have aspirations to do streaming full time?
If I could stream full time, that would be the best outcome because I do not like going outside.
Introvert for sure.
I don't It's crazy because, like I said, I'm a hip hop artist. I can go on stage and be an extrovert, but
Yeah,
before a show, before a performance, I'm sleepy. I don't wanna be around nobody.
yeah. I feel like that's
So it's like
the way it is with a lot of like people though. Like a lot of entertainers, they put all of their energy out on the stage, and
yeah.
honestly, I feel like streamers are very similar in that regard too. Is like we're technically on stage. We're
Yeah,
performing. It's an entertainment bit like industry,
exactly.
but when you're off stage, man, or like you're off camera, you don't want to talk to anybody. You just want to
No.
chill and like sit and watch Dragon Ball Z. I see your jacket, by the way. But you know what I mean? Like
Hell yeah.
I'm like the biggest introverted or extroverted introvert. Like if I
Yeah.
go out in public, then like I'm an entertainer and I'm the life of the party, so to speak.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if I've given me the option, I'll stay at home and like just watch Netflix like all day. You know,
Exactly, and that's pretty much what we do. If I'm not streaming, it's NCIS on Netflix or anime on Hulu.
Dude, what are your biggest animes that
That's
you're watching right now?
We're watching My Hero Academia and Black Clover.
Ooh, My Hero. I need to look that up real quick. Let me see. My
It's
Hero
so good.
Academia. I
It's
think
like
I think I've seen parts of it.
it's like Dragon Ball Z's illegitimate child.
What?
Pretty because everyone's got like powers.
Uh huh.
So it's like,
Images.
what would it be a mix up? It'd be like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto had a stepchild that hated itself.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think I've actually seen much of it. But
It's really good.
there's God. What do you call it? Um, Hunter x Hunter. Do you ever watch that?
Yeah, I did
Dude,
not watch that, but I was reading that they're bringing it back.
dude, it's a great show. Like absolute killer. Death Note was one of my favorites, all time favorites. You ever watch that?
Um, I've seen a couple of episodes and then I saw the Netflix movie.
The Netflix movie
But
sucked,
but
but
from what my friends tell me, like I have to read the mangas and then watch the anime
ah,
because like it's such a much better than the movie. Because I thought the movie was okay, just as a
yeah,
movie by itself,
yeah,
it wasn't bad.
yeah. If you watch the actual anime though from start to finish, I don't think you. I've read the manga. I actually have like 3 of the books, but I'm a super nerd, bro. By the way,
Hell
um,
yeah,
but I don't think you would absolutely need to in order to enjoy the actual series because it goes in it's so dark and it goes in such depth and it's so
dope.
intellectual that you're just like, oh, dude, like that is awesome. Like I feel like
I like.
Japanese people do it so differently, like their storytelling. It's
Oh yeah, they're all
insane.
crazy over
Asian
there.
people in general. Have you seen Parasite, dude?
No, I have not.
Bro, I went with a girl that we're kind of like seeing each other right now. We went in for like our first date to see that movie. She'd already seen it like with her like Asian friend like at her house or whatnot. She wanted to see it on this big
Yeah,
screen, so we found a place that was screening it. And dude, oh my god, it is such a good movie, dude. Like
that's what everyone says. It kind of came out of nowhere.
yeah, out of nowhere. It's all completely subbed. It's all in like Korean, but it's so cool because there's like think of every aspect of every genre of like movies, like from like
Yeah,
horror to comedy to drama to like rom-coms. It has every part of that in there in like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and it feels like a 4-hour movie, but in the
that's
best
what's
way
up.
possible. Like
That's what's up. I love horror.
yeah.
Everything horror movies, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, yeah. Well, also, guys, if let's actually tap into it real quick right now. Today's video sponsor is brought to you by the movie Paris. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be sick?
Yeah.
But no, dude, it's really cool. There's a part where I don't want to ruin it for you, but there's a part where there's this like it's all black and there's like this basement and there's like
Yeah.
this guy who's like in the basement and like he's like crawling up in a very very like horror filmed way, you know?
I love it.
And it like freaked me out, dude. I hate scary stuff. I hate scary movies.
I love it.
I like watching scary movies with like a girl that like is scared and likes to cuddle, and then you can like try and pretend to be the macho man, but secretly you're dying inside. It's a real thing. Get off me.
I love it. I love it.
But you get to be the hero in that situation, you know. So like you can like
Yeah.
I just hold my breath like indefinitely so I don't like jump.
I love horror movies. When I was a kid, I owned like personally like collect my money, and go buy like VHS tapes. Again, dating myself. Um, I owned every Friday the 13th, every Nightmare on Elm Street, and every Child's Play movie, and Leprechaun. All of them. Owned them all.
Yeah.
Then my dad got remarried. And his new wife threw them all out. It's like a 12-year-old doesn't need to have these movies.
Oh, and like with your own money too,
Yeah, I
and
was
just
pissed.
toss them. Oh, dude, that's rough.
I was pissed. But like, yeah, I still watch horror movies today. I'm excited for the new Candyman movie.
That's like the one I think I saw an actual trailer for it. We went to go see the movie
Yes.
The Hunt like literally a couple days ago. And the
How
trailer
was that? Because I wanted to see that.
It's not a horror movie like you would think.
It's a comedy.
Oh, it's a straight up comedy. It's
Yeah,
it's
it's a
funny.
It's a horror comedy.
It's funny, man. I
love
really
it.
really enjoyed it. It was either that or Onward, which is like a Pixar movie. And
Yeah, that
I
looks
was
good
like,
too.
yeah, it looks good, but like I was like, let's go see The Hunt. Like I feel like that's gonna be
Yeah,
a
for
better
sure.
one.
For sure.
But no, it was a blast. But nah, man, it's funny because like you're from Connecticut, so but like I don't know if you've ever been to like Missouri or like the Midwest.
I've been to Missouri.
Yeah,
I've
you know
been
how they
to,
kind of
like-
talk over there.
Yeah.
That's the main character. Main character is from Missouri, and like legitimately is the spitting image of like my aunt who's from Missouri. It is awesome. I'm like, Angie, what's up, girl?
That's great. I love it.
So yeah, it's
That's hilarious.
It's fun, man. What movie did you say that you're looking forward to?
Candyman.
Candyman. And yeah, that one was the one where it's like the artist, right? He like creates these paintings
Yeah,
and then somehow.
He's a photographer.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele is amazing. He's the guy who directs it.
Jordan Peele. Is that Key and
He
Peele?
directed. Yeah, Key and Peele. Jordan
Okay.
Peele is the short guy with the glasses.
Oh, really? Okay.
He directed Get Out.
Really?
And-
Really? That guy?
Yeah. Yes. He did that, and then he did
Respect.
Us, which was the movie where like they had to like fight the evil versions of themselves.
I don't remember that movie. When did that come
Yeah,
out? Was that a while?
That came out. No, that came out after Get Out. So
Really?
I think it's been like two years old now,
Yeah.
possibly. But yeah, he's nasty. He's a horror icon now.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I feel like there's more money in producing movies than there are in like starring in them.
Probably, yeah. Unless you're someone like The Rock who makes like
Oh,
Stupid
$100 million a year.
Right.
Highest paid actor for like 3 years running or whatnot.
hell yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't turn that down either, you know?
I
but-
wouldn't know. Not a
Jeez.
chance.
I mean, just pay me 100,000. I'll be okay. 100,000 to make movies? Hell yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta ask though, man. Thoughts on the coronavirus? We're in the midst of a pandemic that we haven't had since 1918, the Spanish flu. Thoughts, comments, concerns. You already got
All
it,
right.
so make peace,
exactly.
brother.
So I will give my opinion based on the 3 years as a military medic and the 7 years as a medical professional.
Okay.
I am currently EMT, worked in the medical field. Coronavirus is a blanket term, right?
Yeah.
The common cold, the
It's-
flu,
it's a part
they're
of-
all
yeah.
strains. They're all strains of coronavirus. COVID-19 is no different. It's a more virulent strain of the flu, basically,
What does that mean, virulent?
meaning that it's a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah.
So the only thing people need to realize is don't panic. Wash your damn hands.
But I feel
Don't-
I've heard that washing your hands doesn't actually do much because it's it's in the air. I don't know the exact terminology, but like it does like washing your hands may help very minusculely, but it's an airborne virus.
N See, the thing is, it's just like with the flu.
Mm,
So you think about how you get the flu. You're around someone who's got the flu, and they're coughing and sneezing everywhere, and you're touching things that they might be coughing and sneezing on, and then you go and you touch your face.
yeah.
Everyone touches their face about 100,000 times a day without reason.
Hmm.
Um, so you don't touch your face anymore. You wash your hands because you're touching everything, so you have to always wash your hands, and you don't eat or drink off nobody, and you just mind your damn business. This shit isn't that bad. There's 100 was it 124,000 cases in the entire world. Most of the deaths are in China. You think about how they live. They're the most polluted country in the entire world.
Yeah.
They closed all their factories down because of this, and NASA took a picture. There's no more pollution in China at all.
Yeah.
It all went away because they're disgusting,
Hmm.
because they don't have any type of pollution safeties over there. And everyone lives on top of each other. This is like 4 billion people live in China, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get away from that. But then you go to somewhere like America. Now, I think there was like 56 confirmed cases.
No, 2,726 now.
Well, in the state of Florida, like right
Oh,
here.
Florida. I actually have,
Florida's,
I got a news article through like the
I
Washington
think
Post.
they were saying yesterday on the news, or on the radio, like I think it was like 56 confirmed cases in Florida or something.
Florida's now at 76.
Okay, so now they're at 76. There's one case where I live.
Hmm.
The dude came back from somewhere and immediately put himself on isolation.
Yeah.
So it's not that big a deal, but you need to, take precautions.
Yeah.
It's like getting a cold. Wash your hands, take some
But see, the
medicine.
thing is
You get
the
it.
cold can kill people. Do you know what I mean?
The
And the
cold, the
cold
common
does.
cold.
It does kill more people than this, like by exponential numbers. But the thing is this is such a progressive virus that, and it also stays dormant for a long time inside of hosts, from what I've heard.
Yeah,
You know, again, I'm no expert by any means,
yeah,
but there's also no cure to it at the moment. And so people that are of an elder age or have respiratory problems are at a
yeah,
huge risk. Now that's not necessarily us. Even like they've shown kids, only 2% of everybody that's infected are under the age of 19, you know.
yeah,
But like from what I've been hearing with a lot of the leading professionals or masters in this field is they're saying that this is going to be like a blizzard or a winter, not a blizzard. You know, like people are thinking this is only going to last a couple days, maybe a couple weeks. This thing is going to be coming for months, you know.
yeah.
And until we
And
find
it's
like a
going to.
vaccine or something to mitigate it, I think it's going to get pretty bad.
The thing about these viruses, though, these illnesses, um, like you said, there's no cure for it, but there's no cure for the cold. But we get over it every single day.
Yeah, but
Um,
we've come up with medicine to be able to remedy it, you know?
yeah, and that same medicine will work for COVID-19 if you don't have any underlying issues like cancer or diseases in your lungs or asthma. Like if you get this and then you have those, it makes it harder.
Yeah.
Like you said, infants, there's no deaths anywhere from 0 to infancy age. Like the whole infancy and toddler age, there's no deaths. Then there was like one death of someone under the age of 20, and that was the only rare case. All these deaths that have come are from, I think, 65 and older. I think there was one that was 35.
Yeah.
But it's like the flu. We have flu vaccines. But the thing no one realized about flu vaccines is the flu evolves and changes every single year because of flu vaccines. It adapts to it. So the flu vaccine you're getting is for the strain from the year prior.
Yeah.
And it's gonna if they, if and when they come up with a vaccine for COVID-19, it's gonna be the exact same way. You're gonna get a vaccine, and to introduce your body to a dead version that you can't get sick from, and then you're gonna develop antibodies just to recognize it. But if that evolves, then you can still get sick.
Yeah. I don't know. It's alarming to me just for the fact that they've closed down the NBA, they've closed down all of
And
these
that's
big facilities. There's got to be a reason for that, you know, and it's
it's
not
because
to
of the media.
panic. I want to go
The
that far. I think that
It
there
is.
is some truth to like why they're doing it, you know. Otherwise, Like it's costing millions and billions of dollars by canceling all of these events. You
Yeah,
know,
but all right. So COVID-19 has been mentioned in the media over
over what?
1.1 billion times.
Mm.
SARS and MERS, they've killed exponentially more. The flu exponentially more. I saw SARS has only been mentioned in the media about 5 million times.
True,
It,
but also like
we're-
this virus has only just now
but
come to light. You know, it hasn't been around for nearly as long as those have. You know,
yeah, but they've also like the flu kills more people every year than this virus ever will.
but this virus has just come to light. You know, it hasn't been around for more than a couple months. You know, and it's already
That's
kind
why
of done
people
this
shouldn't.
damage.
But that's why people shouldn't be panicking because the NBA and everything they're closing it down, which is, I think is it's whatever. To me, it's weird. Like test all the players. Whoever tests positive, you bench them. You don't stop because now how are it's even though they make millions of dollars and all those guys are fine, it put them in like
Well,
professional
do they have
capacity.
reliable testing to see if you have the virus now? I think that might have just
Yeah,
came out.
because
You know.
like so you saw me coughing and joked around that I have it. I went to the VA yesterday, and they stick a nasal swab up your
Hmm.
nose into your brain, basically. And so yeah, they have testing. The president just got tested for it. You can be tested to find out if you've got it.
Yeah.
So like they've had the testing since, which is another thing that I have to point out. They've had the testing available since the virus came out.
Yeah.
So they've got the testing. They're gonna find out if you got it. People are surviving it.
But it
People need
does
to
lie
just calm
dormant
down.
though, doesn't it? For a long time. Like you won't show symptoms
I think it's a
for
14
a
days.
long time.
It can lie dormant for like 14 days.
Yeah. That's scary.
Which
That in and of itself is
which
pretty scary.
I mean, it is and it's not. Maybe just because of my medical background, but people are panicking because the news and the media are making it a big deal. Yeah, it's a sickness. It's a big deal. We should be taking
Yeah.
precautions. Be
But
smart
for
about
me,
it.
how I view it, again, like I really don't
CDC should
listen
be
to
the CDC should be like the only source that people are like going
yeah.
to for the information.
I don't really listen to the news. What I do listen to is the facts, and like it can lie dormant for 14 days. Imagine how many people you can come in contact with in
Oh yeah,
14 days that you can pass that on to. That can spread like wildfire, and
yeah,
there are death tools inside of this virus now, and so with I personally believe the widespread panic is like yes the news is might be over exemplifying it, they might not, I'm not debating that. What I'm debating though is it is a deadly virus that is highly transmittable and there isn't something to combat it yet, and so we could see a large point of our population, our elderly population, and even those that have sicknesses really get affected by it. And it could, I think the death count could really go into the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, you know?
yeah. I'll agree with you on that. But anything like I'm saying, like precautions to be taken care of. It needs to be taken seriously. It's a
Yeah.
sickness, like you said, that can turn into deadly. But people panicking and buying, like for instance, buying all the toilet paper. Buying like I just saw a picture. A woman bought every gallon of milk in the store. Why are you buying every pack of toilet paper, every gallon of milk, all the stuff you don't need because you can get the flu,
Well, I think
basically.
that it's because like they've seen
Like that
cities,
panicking is silly.
they've seen countries though like Italy that are on lockdown. Like you can, I have a buddy, or I'm a swim coach by trade,
Yeah.
and one of my kids is like born and raised in Italy, and his mom was telling me like in the town that she was raised in, she has family over there, and she was talking to them, and they're on a lockdown. Like
Yeah.
you can literally get fined for walking on the streets or getting caught in public if you aren't going to one of two places, either the pharmacy or like the convenience store. You know, those are
Yeah.
the only two things. And so I think that's why people are panicking, because they're seeing that happen in other places. And so they're wanting to like stock up in case we go on a lockdown, you know?
Well, yeah, but those places are on lockdown because they've had, you know,
Well,
X amount of cases.
Italy also has the largest elderly
Elderly population.
population in
Yeah.
the world. So
Yeah.
I get that, but
That part
that's where
makes
I can
sense.
associate the panic with those. I'm just associating with like they see it happening somewhere else, so they want to plan in case it happens to them, and then that
Yeah.
spread like wildfire because then the media was
Yeah, they picked
broadcasting
it
it,
up
and then
and
yeah,
pushed it. Yeah.
it sells views.
Basically, the way I think the whole especially like I can't speak on the rest of the world because I don't know the living conditions everywhere outside of America.
Yeah,
But at least here for us, people should be knowledgeable. They should be learning about it because you should always learn about it. Sicknesses change every single minute. But and be smart about it. America panics. And from what I see from every natural, I'm from Florida. Hurricanes come, people panic. Over in the West Coast, earthquakes come
yeah,
or are even talked about. Panic. Up north, blizzards, they panic. It's like it's not. It couldn't. Might not even be here yet, and they'll be like, "Oh, there's supposed to be a blizzard next week."
hmm
Panic. America loves to panic. If they just took a breath collectively, if we just took a breath collectively, took like you said, take the facts, put them down, look at it. All right, take our precautions, look at it. It would be so much better.
yeah. But I feel like the government is shutting down places, uh, or like restricting travel, doing all of these precautionary measures, not for like you and me, like the everyday person, but for the elderly because it is 14 days dormant that it can lay
Mhm.
undetected. There, and I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not proposing
Yeah,
to be, but I tuned in to the breaking news. You know, when I think he's had
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
speeches now, and there was a part where they had touched base that like this is for the elderly. You know, like
yeah.
we need to look after them. And I get while I want to go on record. I don't stand by 99% of what he
Yeah,
says. Inside of that, like I feel like that's why they're taking all of their precautionary measures is
yeah,
because of that. You know.
yeah. And like I said, that's part of the precautions that you have to take. You know, the government has to restrict travel because they don't want more sickness coming in
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. And these big congregations at sporting events and concerts, they don't want it to spread like you said, it could spread like wildfire at
Yeah.
these events. So like it does make sense. But like I'm talking just like the government side is doing exactly what they're supposed to
Yeah.
do. You know, I was watching a video with Dr. Drew. He's a famous doctor that
Yeah. Yeah.
gives advice on everything. He was on the news and they're like, "Oh, you know, what should we be doing?" And he told them the media needs to shut up. And that's where I like he's like, "You guys are just pushing this stuff and none of you are medical professionals."
Yeah.
And like he gave his opinion, just like how I'm saying, like, you know, take your precautions,
Yeah.
like be smart. That's what he was saying. He's like, the media needs to just be quiet. The government's doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
The people now need to do what they're supposed to be doing from the dawn of time. Everyone is panicking now because no one washes their hands. So they're going around to the bathroom like,
But that's why it
oh,
should be a problem though, because like even if like
yeah,
you yourself wash your
but
hands
it's
and you take your precautions, 80% of the population probably doesn't. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's
and
where
that's
the
why it's funny
problem
to me.
lies.
It's like you see all the nasty people coming out the woodwork.
Yeah, honestly.
Um, but yeah, like the way I view it, yes, it's a sickness that can become deadly. I'm aware of it.
Yeah.
I watch it. I'm not gonna panic about it ever. I make sure my fiance and my son they wash their hands, they wipe things down that need to be wiped down. We keep it clean, and from there, that's all anyone can really do.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you on that. There's
But I am
nothing
watching.
more you can
I will
do.
say we do watch it here. You know, me
Yeah.
being in the medical field, you know, her being her,
Yeah.
we watch it.
Yeah. No,
So and that's all anyone can do.
it's a crazy time though. You gotta admit, like the day and age, like we're in a pandemic. Like
Yeah,
it's kind of crazy to think though that like you can't travel to Europe now. You know, Disneyland's closed. You know,
yeah.
Disneyland, the land of happiness is closed, man. Like it's things like that that it's we just haven't seen it before, and I feel like that's why there's
Yeah.
more widespread spread panic than there probably should be. But it when you hear that like we haven't been in a pandemic since like 1918, literally over 100 years. That in and of itself is an alarming statement, you know, or a fact, which
Yeah.
which can be kind of scary to a lot of people, especially people that worry. that automatically go to worst case scenario. They think that the world's like ending right now.
Yeah, they're dead already.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got it. I'm dead. I'm looking down from wherever, from heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm curious to see how it plays out, though, man. I think it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Obviously.
Yeah, just like anything.
Exactly.
Especially, we're developing the cure. I think Canada's leading the force on developing the cure right now.
Yeah.
Canada and the UK. So
But I feel like we'll come up with something, and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
It's just gonna take some time.
That's the thing. People just have to, like I said, take a breath. Get your news.
Well, get your facts straight, honestly.
Yeah. The CDC has a website. Most people should go there and like get the list of everything you should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't watch the news. I refuse to watch Fox or NBC or CNBC.
Yeah.
Because it's just journalism. But as long as you have the facts and you're taking your precautions, COVID-19 is gonna come through. It's gonna hurt a lot of people, and then it's gonna be fine after that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so, man. I really do. I mean, again, I don't hope for people to die, but it's at the point where it's an inevitability,
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But
I feel like 6 months might be the top.
You think so?
Like,
I think 6 months around was a good kind of number to propose. Getting out ahead of it.
Within 6 months, either COVID-19 is going to be completely gone, eradicated, or it's going to become just a new strain of the flu, and we're going to have at least a vaccine.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, man, how often are you live?
I try to stream every single day.
Really? Like 4 hours a day?
Every single day. Last night I think I did like 6.
Jesus. Oh, that's not too bad.
I like to stream anywhere from 4 to 8+ hours a day.
Okay.
So right now, if I look at my my achievements on Twitch, I think I'm like actually I can tell you right now. I got the email right here from my summary. My total hours. I have 155 hours.
155 just this month?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't even know how many I have.
I'm sitting at 25 days streamed, 155 hours streamed, and I'm averaging 2.3.
There you go.
Because I'm on my path to partner right now. But this last stream I just did, I had 17 viewers, average 3.1, 52 people came through. It was a 5.5 hour stream.
Damn, man.
Of straight 5.5 hours of just straight Warzone.
Dude, I feel like that game mode you can just play for hours though, and it's still entertaining. So I definitely
absolutely.
That. Well, dude, thanks for coming on to the podcast. I know we talked about the coronavirus for I think 20, 25 minutes, but I enjoyed it, man. I want to be able to talk to other people about it without people getting super freaked out. I feel like the more we talk about it, the more we are aware of it, the easier it is to swallow.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I'm down to talk about anything at any time.
Hell yeah, man. I love it. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It kind of means a lot just being a small streamer and people wanting to talk to me and get
Hell yeah, man. That's the whole point. I want this. I've said it on practically every podcast. It's all about giving a platform or making a platform where people can tell their story. And if somebody likes how you are and kind of your vibe, then I want them to go and support you. And also later down the line when we're all bigger streamers, it'll be cool to go back and see what we were like when we were on the up and up, right? Well, I think honestly though, when I keep this up and we are 1,000 episodes in, there's got to be a couple out of that 1,000 that blow up. You know what I mean? And it'll be cool to see who they are and cross-analyze it, Yeah, I think that'll be very fun. But dude, nonetheless, thank you so much for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have gotten this point in the podcast, all of I Am Justice's links will be down in the description below. But if you are listening to this in the audio experience, if you just go to Twitch and type in, is it I am _justice with a V?
Yeah, it's
V and a Y.
Yeah, JVSTYCE.
JVSTYCE. Go give him a follow. Check him out. See what he's all about. He's hitting that war zone. He likes to snipe just like I do. So if you like my content, I think you'll like his. But guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And make sure to wash your hands Love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a good one.